Good evening and welcome to the script. I'm your host, Isaac Paul. We're going to get right into it, man, because we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. For those of you all that do not know, we are going to do something a little different. So, from week to week, I'm always doing something just to kind of like keep people off, off balance. We're always trying to flip things up and just experiment. And so, we're going to have some fun tonight. We are going to kind of touch on some topics that I think are important, some topics that I think are kind of serious. But also in the process, I'm trying to revoke some people's black cards. Okay. And what do I mean by that? Right. Like, it feels like nowadays being black is a choice. Okay. Being black is a choice. It's got nothing to do with your skin color. I mean, I do think your skin color is an important necessity, right? We're not going to go full on Rachel Dolezal, but blackness and what it means to you. One, I think we all define it very differently, right? But to be a part of the culture is a choice. It's a very conscious, a very cognizant decision, right? And so we're going to have some fun. And for those of you all that have not done so thus far, I submitted an online survey. It's got like maybe 15, 20 something odd questions. I want you guys to go ahead and just kind of like scroll through them. And I want you all to answer them. So if you all haven't done so already, I'm gonna go ahead and post it in the chat. We've already got several, people that are participating. And what we're gonna do is just see, how black I am and how black you guys are, right? So this is gonna be very interactive. For those of you all that do not know, on every platform, we're streaming through multiple platforms, right? So even if you are the only person that's in that particular room, I want you all to feel comfortable with being able to comment, right? Because I can see it right now from my desktop. And if you are on either YouTube or if you are on Facebook, it'll come directly to me and I can share your answers on the screen, okay? So I don't know if you all have ever participated in this particular game, but it's a game called Black Card Revoke, and it's a lot of fun, right? Some of the questions are straight up and down questions. Other questions are like the crowd determines the correct answer, right? Because it's not necessarily a right or wrong, but it's about how the culture feels, right? Like I said, the consumers do not control the culture, right? The culture does, and that's us. And so I want you all to be able to have fun with me. But if you all have not done so already, I'm gonna go ahead and submit this in the comment section, and you all have an opportunity to go ahead and take this online survey. It's like a survey, but really it's a multiple choice questionnaire. All answers are anonymous, so I don't want you all to feel like I'm gonna put you on blast if you say the wrong thing. But yeah, man, we're gonna have some fun with this. Matter of fact, I'm also streaming on Instagram. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the comment section on Instagram. It's kind of hard to click on a link in Instagram, but at least, I don't know if you all have the capacity to. Matter of fact, if you're on Instagram, if you go into our most recent story, it'll take you directly to the list, right? And then you all can answer the questions. But no, man, we got quite a few people that have responded thus far. And like I said, we'll go ahead and dig into that. But let's go ahead and pay some of the bills, right? Because this is a collaborative effort between the Tequila Tales and blackdoctor.org. So for those of you all that are not familiar with what the script is the digital counterpart or like the digital manifestation of the Tequila Tales. Now, what's the Tequila Tales, right? If you're following this platform, I'm assuming that you already know that it is a highly engaging and fully interactive discussion on love and relationships. What we are not is a panel discussion, right? And I always make that clear, no shade to panels, but with panels, the goal is kind of to go and to hear what the experts or the creatives or, the influencers have to say. You're there to hear other people's thoughts, other people's emotions, other people's beliefs. But with the Tequila Tales, our motto is with love, we all have a story to share. And so my goal is to get those authentic stories, authentic experiences from the very people that attend our events. We've been doing it for actually 12 years at this point, right? Our 12-year anniversary is coming up in February. And as of this point, we're celebrating it in two places. So if you are in Chicago, we are going to be celebrating our 12th year anniversary on February 13th, which is one day away from our legitimate anniversary, which is February 14th. So it's kind of like a pre-Valentine's Day kickoff. And we'll dig into that in a moment. And then the Phoenix version will be on February 20th at Onyx Gallery, right? So tickets are going to be live tomorrow. But if you all want to be the first ones to get a crack at them, because the space is going to be limited in this particular venue, then you definitely want to sign up for the Inner Circle. And I'll provide all that information later. But for those of you all that are watching me on other channels and you're not familiar with what blackdoctor.org is, blackdoctor.org is the leading online health resource for African Americans, dedicated to providing culturally relevant health and wellness information. As a trusted platform, blackdoctor.org bridges the gap between healthcare professionals and the Black community, addressing health disparities while promoting fitness, nutrition, mental health, and lifestyle improvements. Through expert insights, community engagement, and partnerships, blackdoctor.org empowers individuals to take care of their health and well-being. And so one of the reasons that I'm, so excited about this partnership with blackdoctor.org is because, one of the things that we understand inside of like the healthcare space, period, is that, it is important that the healthcare practitioner, like, is aware of some of the additional information that sometimes the charts can't share, right? And you all may know what I'm talking about. If you don't, it's no shade to anyone outside of the culture, but there are times where you might feel like your voice is not being heard. You might feel like people may not understand 100% what it is that you're going through. And it's has nothing to do with lack of professionalism, lack of intelligence, lack of care or concern or desire from the healthcare practitioner. But sometimes, they may not understand certain aspects that just have to do with like cultural nuances. And what people have found is that they feel more comfortable sometimes having healthcare practitioners that may come from a similar background or have an understanding of some of the nuances of just, what it means to be Black in America, right? And if that's the case, sometimes finding these healthcare practitioners or healthcare professionals can be a little difficult. And so, blackdoctor.org seeks to bridge that gap, right, between people that are seeking the help and the healthcare providers. And like I just said a moment ago, it spans whether we're talking about physical, mental, financial, and now that they have partnered with the Tequila Tales, emotional well-being, right? And not by any means that I'm like the expert, right? But, I know a little something, but just so you guys can see what I'm talking about, right? So what's going on, Eric? I could wish for more uplifting and or positive concept. Hey, listen, I completely understand. It said, we back. I'm ready. All right, Vanessa. Look, I'm looking forward to it. So if you have not done so already, Vanessa, I want you to go ahead and click on that link because we're going to have fun now, just so that you all know, right? I'm not going to take all the credit for the questions that I'm asking. A lot of these questions are coming from a game called Black Card Revolt, right? And it's a very fun game. And, most of these questions are in jest, but I'll give you an example because we'll go ahead and just dive right in. And so what we'll do is while we are, in the midst of, the discourse, I may kind of peel away because like I said, there actually are a couple of topics, couple of subjects that I wanted to touch on that I think are important. But, and just so you all know, I am monitoring the comments on Instagram. Unfortunately, I won't be able to post your comments on the live feed, but just so you guys know, I'm definitely tapped in. So now that we're here, let's go ahead and start with the first question, right? Because I'm just kind of curious. Let's get an understanding of not only who's watching, but who has taken the quiz thus far, right? So we'll start with this first question. All right, and you all can tell me how you feel. So, a woman can never have too many. And so for those of you all that are watching, like just go ahead and type in your answer, right? A woman can never have too many bags, men, shoes, options, or other. Okay. Once again, a woman can never have too many bags, men, shoes, options, or other. Now, so this one right here is like where the crowd ultimately rules. So depending upon your answer, I'll automatically I'm gonna see what the answer. I don't know what the answers are, so we're gonna honestly learn the answers together. You guys are just gonna have to trust me. I'll post the official results later, right? As more are rolling in. So let's see. I got a comment right here. What'd you say? Oh, okay. No, we got Vanessa. She said my twin and I are in. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I'm looking forward to it, Vanessa. So go ahead. Let's see what's going on over here on Instagram. If anybody has answered. Okay, okay. So not just yet, and I forget that sometimes Instagram is on a slightly delayed feed. Uh, but I'm gonna go ahead and give my answer, right? So we'll see whether or not my black card gets revoked. Okay. So let's see. A woman can never have too many. I'm gonna say that shoes. I'm gonna say shoes. Okay. Now I know handbags is a thing, but like, no, man. I remember growing up, my like literally all the women in my family, like they would have first off, they would take over every closet in the house except for like one. I always thought that that was fascinating. That like all the husbands always had like either one closet and women would have the guest room closet, you know, three-quarters of the master bedroom closet. My mother converted an entire room into a closet when we stayed in Chicago. It was kind of absurd, but I'm gonna go with shoes. I think I'm gonna go with shoes. Hold on, I got another comment here. Let me see what you say. You said my wife said shoes too. So see, exactly right. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and take a look. Hold on. All right, we got. All right, woman can never have too many. So this is actually kind of interesting, right? So as of right now, uh, I we definitely won. It was shoes, but shoes is at 36%. Options was in number two at 27.4%. We had bags at number three at 25%. Interesting. So somebody wrote in bags and shoes. That's always fun. Yeah. Okay. No, we had two people that wrote in bags and shoes. So yeah, looks like I get to keep my black card. All right. Bam. You know. All right. Let's see what we got next. All right. Hold on. And you know, it's always fun when you play this game in like a large group of people because you know it's like it's never like a right or wrong answer. You know, it's just kind of based upon who's in the room. So a lot of times you also get an opportunity to see if you're in like a stuffy room. You know what I'm saying? Am I in a room full of ratchet people or am I in a room with like business professionals, right? Okay, here we go. Number two. Mama said, stop running in and out of this house before you dot dot dot. Okay, so mama said, stop running in and out of this house before you dot dot dot. We got hurt yourself, let a fly in, break my screen door, or let my good air out. See, now this is a good one, right? Because, you know, here in Arizona right now, man, I don't know what it is about the flies, but the flies do not stop at any point. It feels like the flies, like 20, you know, 24/7, 12 months. If I open the screen door, we two, three flies in the house. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna say let the good air out. Let the good air out feels like something that I heard a lot back in the 80s, you know. So I'm also kind of old school. I got a feeling I'm gonna keep my black card on this one. Yep, see, look at that, look at that. Let my good air out. See, hold on, let me go over to Instagram, see if anybody is commenting. All right, so we got quite a few people that have joined, but no one's really commenting just yet. So yeah, let the good air out. All right, so let's see. Let me go over to. All right, so Mama said 80%. 80% said let my good air out. So as it turns out, once again, I'm telling you, man, I'm black as hell, man. If y'all have not figured that out yet, okay. I'm black as hell, man. We are going to see how long this. And first off, man, for those of you all that have participated, and like, I mean, because we had several people that have like, you know, taken the quiz, and I literally just posted it like an hour ago. So I always love when like people, you know, jump in and have fun with stuff like this. So appreciate you for that. Let's see. Okay, so number three. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. What's the best movie featuring a Wayne's brother? All right, now I'm be honest. With this one, I'm probably going to lose my black card. All right, because I don't know if my taste, especially when it comes to comedy, is the same when it comes to everybody else. So on this one, this one might get a little dicey, but I'm curious to get you all's feelings on this one. Okay, so we're talking about what is the best movie featuring a Wayans brother? Oh man, like okay, so Major Pain was hilarious, right? So scary movie was good, right? I like scary movie, but like don't be a menace is low key a classic, and it's got some moments in that movie that are downright outrageous. Like one of the funniest low key scenes to me that I think sometimes people overlook is that scene how with like how Sean Wayans' father is younger than him. And he had to put his son to bed, and that whole exchange, I like that ghetto shit sometimes. So I can be mildly ratchet. So on a personal level, I do think "Don't Be a Menace" is without question a classic, right? But oh man, like man, Major Payne, like Damon Wayans is one of my favorite all-time comedians. He's probably like he's definitely top five for me. He's got a classic stand-up and another one that I think is really good. So all right, okay, another caveat about this game, right? It's not just about how you feel, it's about what you think the people are going to say, right? So if I were trying to win, I would say, if I were trying to win, I would say don't be a menace because I feel like I know my people and I feel like my people are going to say don't be a menace. But for me personally, it's Major Pain. And I might be cheating and giving you two, right? Okay, hold on. So we got two we got Vanessa Brown. She said let the good air out. So that was a delay. Yep, you were right. You keep your black card. And also Fly said don't be a menace, right? Okay, see, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go with "Don't Be a Menace," right? Because that's what I think that the people want. But on a personal level, you said the Grandma 227 was hilarious, right? The whole movie was a classic, right? It was a classic. But yeah. So I'm gonna go as far as to say "Don't Be a Menace" as well. So let's go ahead and give it a look and just see what the people think. Okay. What's the best movie featuring the Wayans brothers? Don't Be a Menace. Yep. We're 53.3%. Don't Be a Menace. Let's see what's number two. Major Pain at 33%. I'm telling you, I know. I'm telling you. Not only see, I know what I like, but I know what y'all like too. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like the Negro Whisperer, if y'all haven't figured that out already. You know what I mean? Like dead ass, man. I might go for politics. More money, one person, more money. Black card, whoever it was that said this, if you're watching, black card definitely getting revoked. Right now, more money was good. It was good, but it was not better than the aforementioned ones. A scary movie, really? Stop it. Nah, I think that might be a part of our lighter skinned brethren that crept in and made that comment. Okay. All right, so let's see what we got. All right. Why shouldn't a woman put her purse on the floor? Now, I think this one is like a classic one, right? So this one should be one where the majority of the people get the same answer, right? Why shouldn't a woman put her purse on the floor? So we got it'll get stolen, which yeah, it could, but not really. It'll get dirty. You don't want that. A roach might crawl into it, or you'll stay broke. So if I remember this one correctly, right? This one really was about you staying broke, right? Like that's kind of like the classic thing is that you don't put your purse on the floor because I think you'll stay broke. Now this is me just listening to women, right? So that's how I feel, right? So we got some comments. Let's see what we got. Hold on, you said my card needs to be revoked. I haven't seen Major Pain. What? You have not seen Major Pain? All right, let me not do that. I'm not gonna shame you. I'm not gonna shame you. You say yes, Major Pain. Exactly, right? So but right now we are talking about, and you know what? I be forgetting that there's a slight delay with responses and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be a little bit more calibrated with my pacing, right? But yeah, I for this one, I'm going to say that I believe, yeah, it's that you'll stay broke. I think that you're not supposed to put your purse on the floor because you might stay broke. Let's see what the results say. The survey says, yep, with 86.7%, you'll stay broke. You will stay broke. And we had 13% that said it'll get dirty. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, is that revocable? Is that black card revocable? I don't think that's black card revocable, but it's a little dicey though. It's a little dicey. I feel like we should know that one. I feel like that's one that the community collectively has known. Yep. Vanessa got it. Yep. She says, "Stay broke. No, thank you. You will stay broke." Courtesy of my wife. You funny. You sitting up. You sitting up watching with your wife. Y'all cheating. You know what I'm saying? But no, definitely. Yeah. See, they're not that hard. Now, again, some of them might get a little dicey though, right? Some of them might get a little dicey. Let's see what this next one's got going on. Okay. So we said, which food? Oh, here we go. Which food do you ask a certain family member to make because nobody else can make it right? Which food do you ask a certain family member to make because nobody else can make it right? Okay. So we got mac and cheese. We got potato salad. We have deviled eggs and cornbread, right? Now, okay, mac and cheese, potato salad, deviled eggs, and cornbread. All right, now this is kind of interesting. I told you I'm the Black People Whisperer, and so far, what am I? I'm like 4 for 4. All right, so far I'm batting 100, but this might be one that kind of okay. And why do I say that? Because I know it ain't deviled eggs. Even though you kind of got to know what you're doing in order to be able to rock with some deviled eggs, right? But potato salad is that dicey one, right? When we talk about the picnic that we used to stay giving invitations to, but until further notice, I think we put all there's a moratorium on all future barbecue invites. But that's what we would always talk about, right? As the community, we would talk about like the potato salad. That yeah, everybody like literally, my wife will make it known that matter of fact, she only likes one person's potato salad. And Brittany, if you're watching, it happens to be yours. Yours was the first potato salad that made her say, you know what, I kind of like potato salad, but just Brittany's, right? She's not a big fan of potato salad. But mac and cheese is another one, man. Mac and cheese is because everybody don't know what they're doing with that. Like some people pop out the box and they might hit you with the Kraft joint. And I'm throwing shade to Kraft, like that's not what I make when I'm cooking dinner on like, just a random Tuesday. But you can't show up with Kraft to like a family function, right? So I'm gonna say potato salad. That's what I'm thinking, right? That's what I'm thinking. Let me see if we got something over here on Instagram. Instagram's so funny. Everybody and their mama jumping in, but they ain't commenting. But I'm going to say, yeah, I'm gonna say potato salad. Let's see what the people that are playing with me. Okay. So you say mac and cheese. Interesting. It's a toss up between mac and cheese and potato salad, right? That's how I feel. But okay, so this is where if we were keeping score, oh so fly, this is where one of us is going to be in the lead from this point forward. I'm keeping the mental score. So let's see what the people think. Ooh, oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I was dead ass wrong on this one. So 66.7% said mac and cheese and only 33% said potato salad. Okay. All right. All right. I still know my people, but clearly not when it comes. And I mean, I get it, like, and that's what I said. I knew it was a toss up, but I was thinking more barbecue. I guess y'all thinking like Thanksgiving, So okay, all right, yeah, I take it. You know what I'm saying? Would you say a lot of people don't like potato salad? Duly noted. You know what I'm saying? Duly noted. You know, yeah. And truth be told, I'm not always the biggest fan of mac and cheese, but don't tell nobody I said that though. All right, here we go. According to Mama, what does it mean if your hand itches? Oh, okay. Now this one is, I think, is basic, right? Okay, so you got a debt to pay. You're about to lose your hand. You need to wash your hand. You're coming into some money. That's an easy one. You know what I'm saying? You're coming into some money. I'm not even gonna wait for y'all to reply on this one. I'm gonna just go ahead and scroll. I know that's got to be 100%. Yep, 100%. You coming into some money. So we all know that nobody. That one is probably a lose your black card, potential revocable thing, right? Because you should know that one, right? That one just makes sense. If you didn't know that one, yeah. See, you know what I mean. We all knew that one. We all knew that one. That one was a little easy. That was, you know what? I threw that in there for the people that might be losing up to this point, right? Like if you're losing up to this point and you ain't got nothing, that's the one that I kind of felt like, okay, let me go ahead and just throw you a little bone and help a play out, as they say. Okay, here we go. How many flights did the Fresh Prince get into before his mom got scared? So okay, so the fun part with Black Card Revoked is certain questions are like the crowd decides, and other ones are like, no, this is a right or wrong answer. So in this one, this is a right or wrong answer. Okay, and if you don't know this one, the Also Fly knew it. It's one, right? It's one. And we know that. I got a one little fight. My mom got scared and said, you're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air. So listen, okay, that's basic. Matter of fact, let me just make certain that nobody jacked this one up. What you believe? Oh my goodness. So 93.3% said one, and one person said five. Yeah. So we got a white person. We got a white person in here. No shade. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I mean? Hopefully they're an ally, right? Because lately my page has been getting some heat. You know what I'm saying? I made a post last week, man, and I feel like all of MAGA, showed up and let me know I was stirring the pot. I said, okay. So I think whoever it is that took this test, though, probably an ally. Five? Five? Where the hell are you at? You know what I'm saying? Like you clearly didn't know what it was. You say they must not watch. Would you say they must be watching the new Bel Air, right? I know. Which, by the way, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. I don't know if y'all been checking that out. They did a really good job on the reboot. I was a little skeptical at first, but I went through the first two seasons, and I've kind of fallen off. I got to catch up on that third one, But you know, you say yeah, it's dope. It is. It is. I am a fan. I am a fan of it. So okay, here we go. Let's see. All right, all right, all right. So far we doing good. Okay, so I got the right black people. I got the good ones in here with me right now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, hold on. Okay, so that's fine. All right, here we go. Finish the phrase. Now, they actually had this one as a multiple choice. And I was like, nah, I need to know where your heads are at. I need people to fill this one in. So he's a complicated man and no one understands him but his woman. Okay, now I know the answer. I just want to see what the people say. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all tell me what you think. I'm gonna give y'all a moment. I'm gonna let y'all figure this out where I just you know, check the old inbox while we get the replies, because I'm gonna be disgusted if everybody don't have this one. Oh my goodness. Okay, so listen to this. What? See, and this is how you know, right? This is why we need to start actually giving people like membership cards. I'm gonna just read some of these responses because we got a couple of them. Everybody didn't even respond to this one, which is how I know. Okay, so someone said and his mama. No one understands him and his mama. No. Someone else said does. I don't even know what that means. Someone, what? Like, what? Who in the hell is typing these responses? He's a complicated man and no one understands him but his woman. Don't can. I don't even know what that means. We had 4 people. One person said John Shaft and someone said Shaft. All of y'all are still cool with me. Okay, no. And we had another one that said Shaft with 3 exclamation points. Okay, all right. Whew. Because when I started seeing all of these different answers, I was like, what are we doing? I thought that was obvious, right? But all right, it is what it is. I ain't gonna get on y'all, you know. Would you say you was lost? So I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. Right. Yeah, no, this is totally Shaft right here, man. This is Shaft. All right, here we go. All right. I'm curious to see how y'all gonna respond to this one. This is one of those that, so there's an outfit here in Arizona called Cactus and Culture, and it's these 2 sisters, actually 3 sisters, that they do a lot of fun events. It's all about building community, and it's something for the culture in this space where it's not many of us, right? And we collaborated on an event. They host this one event called the Melanin Mixer, and they asked me to host it. And so they just gave me carte blanche. They was like, just do you. I was like, all right, y'all let me shoot from the hip. They was like, yeah. So I did a rendition of this game and kind of combined it with some other games. And while it was a social, I got, the entire room involved. And so it's fun when you do these kind of games in a room, because like I said a moment ago, you really get to see not only who's in the room, but certain things everybody's got a different point of reference, especially depending upon which specific generation you're in. And even if you're in the same generation, what part of the generation, because technically I'm Generation X. I'm like right at the end of Generation X. I'm probably a little bit more like an early millennial, but I'm in that, like little phase or whatever. So I know this, but some of y'all may not. So I'm curious to see how y'all feel about this. If they climbing through your windows, you should hide we got money, we got Easter eggs, we got kids and wife, and we got television, right? So I'm gonna just see where y'all head is at. I'm gonna be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here we go. Right, kids and wife. One of the earlier viral moments. Absolutely. Let me see. Let's see what the people had to say. Okay, 100% said kids and wife. Okay, all right. I'm talking to the community. We all remember that, right? Like, so fun fact, which I probably shouldn't even share because it's kind of ridiculous. And I don't even know I'm gonna admit this, but it is what it is. So one of the things, okay, so when, what was his name? Anton Dotson, I believe it was, who was a hot mess, right? When that came out, there was this group that used to remix these songs, right? And they would like do like a lot of other people do it now, like Suede the remix guy, he does a lot of them now, where he'll take like news clips and turn it into some hip hop. This one, it was 2 white dudes, and they took that clip, and when I tell you, they made a banger, right? I not only did I think it was hilarious, I low-key thought the beat was riding. Y'all, why did I buy it? I actually went to iTunes and spent 99 cents and bought it because I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And it was like, I'm climbing through your window and snatching your people love. And you better hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife. Like they had like a whole black chorus that came on the background. I was like, yo, you've earned this 99 cents. Like I honestly, it wasn't even that I just had to have it. It was that I thought that the creativity was so peak that I was like, you deserve this money. Like the creative in me has to pay you to show you love for this brilliant piece of art that you've just done, right? And yeah, man, Antoine Dodson, man, he took oh, here we go. Oh, look who's in the house. Look who's in little Casey. So FYI, y'all, sometimes when Casey chimes in, I'll be like, oh, Casey showed up, and Casey be in the other room somewhere, right? Casey is in another country right now. Casey forgot that she has a toddler at the house. She's backpacking through Peru. Mm. Anyway, nice to see you, Casey. Would you say I paid for the cha-cha slide, so I can't even judge? Okay, I'm gonna roast you for that later because I didn't know that, and I don't even know. I don't even know how. I don't even know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why would you be paying for the cha-cha slide? Like dead ass. Did you think it was hard like that? You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. Like when the cha-cha slide came out, first off, all right, I told y'all I'm like the black people whisper. I am, and there are a lot of areas where we overlap. Line dancing ain't the space that I overlap with y'all at. I'm gonna be honest, man. And that's if black people don't love nothing else, man, they love a line dance, okay? They love a cha-cha slide, like all of them. Like Cupid Shuffle. When that came out, I was like, oh, this is garbage. I was like, oh, the people ain't gonna like this. But when I tell you every gathering of over 100 people, they gonna play the Cupid Shuffle. And I'm like, y'all really like this. And admittedly, it's grown on me a little bit, but if we don't love nothing else, okay, we love to dance in formation. And yeah, cha-cha slide. I guess I kind of get it, you know what I'm saying? But whatever. Wait, hold on. What you say? You said you wanted to practice it. Yeah, okay. You could just go to YouTube. You had to own it, huh? You had to literally put it on your iPad or on your iPod, whatever. I'm not mad at all with this. Okay, yeah, okay, whatever, Vanessa. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you on that. That is so funny. But yeah, okay, all right. I'll give y'all that. But yes, that was a viral moment. So we all knew that you got to hide your kids and you got to hide your wife. And why? Because they raping everybody out here. Oh my goodness, that. Like you said, that was one of the earlier viral moments, man. Back when the internet was pure, right? We so damn toxic now, man. Like, I mean, it's almost like it's hard to have fun. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's because people are too woke. I honestly think it's the opposite, man. I think everybody forgot that imaginary line between having fun and intentionally trying to hurt someone's feelings, right? Because there is an imaginary line. And yes, sometimes it's hard to not offend people, because somebody will always be offended. But I think people take that and then they say, well, how can I offend you? Not how can I be funny, but how can I offend you? And there's a difference, right? There's a difference between I'm trying to be funny and I'm trying to hurt your feelings. You know what I mean? Some people are just mean spirited. There are times where you tell a joke and somebody's the butt of the joke. They get a little embarrassed or, they get a little bashful, but they still understand that the spirit with which you told the joke was, playful ribbing or, one of my buddies, Omar, he's hilarious with that. He's real quick with the jabs. He used to play the dozens back in the day. And so he can roast you, have you be embarrassed and have you cracking up and almost in tears at the same time, right? Like some people have that ability, but the spirit with which he's saying it is these are just jokes, right? And he's not intentionally trying to find like your insecurities or things that you identify with or that you're sensitive about so that he can try to dismantle you. You know what I mean? It's like that's the new space that we're in right now. And I think people do that because of the anonymity that the internet provides, right? And it's like we need to get back to the days where real comedians would give the jokes and they would say the shit with their chest, right? Because see, that there's the difference, is that if you're the comedian or you're saying it in a live setting, you know this joke better land, because if you don't find it funny, you'll more than likely find it offensive, right? And so at the very least, I need to make certain that I'm not insulting you to the degree where you about to go pop the trunk, right? Or you about to, let me see them hands. And I think that that's the problem, is not enough people are getting punched in the mouth anymore, right? And while I don't condone violence, eh, you know, sometimes shit happens, right? Like, I don't condone violence, but a little scuffle every once in a while to just let people know shit's real can sometimes kind of like balance things out, right? But when you can hide behind like your troll account, and that's another thing we got to stop doing, yo. We got to stop arguing with trolls. Before you respond to someone on the internet, before you allow yourself to get roused up, I want you to just click on their profile picture and see, is this an avatar? Is this like a real person? Are they following 10,000 people and only have 5 people that's following them? And it's a lockdown account? If so, that's probably a bot or it's a coward, right? And we need to start learning how to know what battles to fight and which battles to just overlook, because I think that stuff gets exhausting over a period of time, man. And we give them air, and that's what they're looking for. They're looking for air, right? And that's not what we want to do. Here we go. Oh, this is a throwaway. This is a throwaway. Either you know it or you don't, right? Either you know it or you don't. I didn't force everybody to answer every question, but come on, y'all. Jerome from Martin is a player from Detroit, Harlem, Chicago, or the Himalayas. Like, that's such a, you know what? I ain't even gonna require y'all to answer this. I'm gonna just go and see. This better be 100%. Oh my God. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, okay. Nope. Mm-mm. Okay, so I missed one. But no, people messed this up. 87.5% knew it was the Himalayas, but 12.5% said Detroit. I'm telling y'all, man. We got some white people that took this test, okay? They got a peripheral knowledge of the culture, but not enough, okay? Okay, so there was a question that I asked that I don't think I made. Yeah, so I'm missing one. I'm gonna ask you all this heads up, and I want you all to go ahead and just give me your answers right now, because people did answer this one, and I don't want to pass it up. So it said, according to Kanye, who doesn't have the answers? Okay, so according to Kanye, who doesn't have the answers? Got 4 options: Taylor Swift, Beck, Jay-Z, or Sway, right? So we got Taylor Swift, we got Beck, we got Jay-Z, or Sway. I want to know, who doesn't have the answers? I'm disappointed that this wasn't 100%, just to be clear. Would you say Sway? Lynn, Sway. Okay. All right. Right. So you all are part of the larger majority that got this correct. Like I said, y'all, man, and I'm joking when I say we got some white people that might have infiltrated this. It might just be some black people whose black card needs to get revoked. That is what this, because who we had? We had 73% knew it was Sway. 20% said Taylor Swift, which I can understand why you thought Taylor Swift, because of like the whole like back and forth between him, Kim Kardashian. Like you might have started paying attention to black culture around that part, right? When he started arguing with with Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift, right? So I get it. But and one person said Jay-Z, and that was just a guess. I get it. Everybody's not, it is what it is. The answer is Sway. Okay, the answer is Sway. So it doesn't matter what the crowd thought on this particular one. The answer is Sway. Would you say it may be an age response? My older kids would get it wrong. Well, I don't know about that though. I don't know. I think your older kids should know it was Sway. because Kanye really went nuclear during that particular episode, and I think we wrote that out for like about a year. Kanye is a special kind of crazy, right? Like his moments literally get ingrained in the culture. He's got like 8 of them as of this point, and it gets to the point where it's just like, stop it. But okay, here we go. All right. All right. Are we rounding these corners? When okay, so now this was one. Okay, so this is what I was actually looking forward to, right? When I was putting this one in here, I was looking forward to this because I was curious to see where you all were gonna go with this one. So when are black folks most likely to change their voice, right? When a bill collector calls, at work, in front of white folks, or at church. Okay. So, when are black folks most likely to change their voice? When a bill collector calls, at work, in front of white folks, or at church. Now, this one is a little bit of a toss up, right? This is a bit of a toss up. Now, I told y'all a moment ago, right? That like I'm like, I'm like a black whisperer, right? So I don't know if my answer aligns with what I think the people may have said. Let me see what y'all got to say. Vanessa, code switch, right? Okay, so wait a minute. So we talking code switch at work though, or we talking code switch in front of white people? Now here's what's wild is that both of those things are kind of synonymous a little bit because when you at work, you if you're changing your voice at work, you're around white people. So that's why this one is about which one of the answers. This one was a crowd community response one. There ain't no right or wrong answer. It's what the people think. If you at work, you around white people, right? So it's not just work, it's the work and white people. If you work at like Quick Trip around all black folks, you're gonna be a nigga, to be clear, right? Like you ain't code switching, you work at Quick Trip, right? You work at what I'm trying to I'm thinking of just any old thing that you could be working at. I don't even care if it's a government job. If your department black as hell, you're gonna be black during that period. So it's the white people, regardless of whether or not people say work or white people, it's the white people that's gonna cause you to code switch. Let's be clear, okay? But it's what are people thinking when they saw this question, right? And were they able to determine that it was in fact the white people that made them code switch, right? It wasn't work because depending upon where you work, you know what I'm saying? Depending upon what your job is, you're like, hell no, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you work around all black people, so you feel comfortable with that, right? Or if you just like a dude that's just like, I don't care. So, what you got. Originally, I said at work, but I'm changing it to when the bill collector calls. Really? Why you gotta switch your voice with the bill? First off, I don't answer. I ain't answering. Okay. Yeah, I know it's late. Look, I'm gonna give you that money when I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't 30 days. You know what I mean? If I want to pay it the week and just a little $25 late fee. Okay, cool. I'm not stressing that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have it set up on auto pay. Maybe I should. I could have, right? But it's just something about something automatically leaving my account that gives me the ick, right? So what you got? You said this one was tough, right? That's how I feel. You said whenever we need to do it. You said we don't answer right. I'm telling you, I don't answer. Okay, but I gotta give my answer. Okay. So we got the white folks and we got at work. And I believe that the two are conflated. Now I'm gonna be honest, right? Post this last election, I'm in a different space. I'm taking up space now. I'm code switching does not exist for me any longer, right? And I'm be honest, I never really used to code switch much before because this version that you see of me right now, this is who I am around everybody, right? If I'm around black people, you may get the N word on occasion. You know what I'm saying? Like I try not to be absurdly gratuitous with it, but I feel more familial. So that might be the only code that gets switched. Now I'll say it around white people, but only if other black people are in the space, meaning I'm speaking like from a colloquial space. I never want to make white people feel comfortable with saying it around me to where it's got to be a thing, right? Because I will check it, and I don't want it to turn it into a thing. So it's like if I don't say it, then you just I don't want you to feel like comfortable and think I'm cool like that, right? So but in terms of like my language, I'm going to use the same kind of I'm going to articulate the same type of way regardless of where I'm at. Like I don't get hood when I'm talking to people in the hood, and then get proper when I'm no. This is who I am. This is my optimum way of communication, and so this is who I am. So I don't. So I've always been this way. However, I do know that just from the way that we were raised, we are a little bit more cognizant of when we are in spaces that we don't populate or we're not in large numbers. And so there is a bit of a code switch, right? And I feel like that's what the question is asking. The question is about when do you code switch? I'm going to say I think people are going to say at work. Right? I'm thinking y'all gonna say at work. Even regardless of where you're at with how you present yourself at the gig is when you got more to lose at the gig. You know what I'm saying? You got more to lose at the gig, so there's more incentive for you to code switch at the gig than just out at some random bar and you're talking to white people, right? I feel like many of us have kind of moved away from that. But like I said, I still stand by it. Even if y'all did say at the gig, it's specifically it was white people at the gig. But let's see what the people had to say. Okay. Ooh, this is okay. So yeah, all right. This is well balanced. Mm, okay, I lost. 42% said in front of white folks. All right. So my rationale, I was right in my thinking. 37% said at work. So I was close. I was very close. And 21% said when a bill collector calls. I almost feel like I need some more insight on that. Like, why y'all changing up when a bill collector calls, right? Like, they don't give a shit about your voice. Like they like what is sounding more proper gonna make them give you an extra week or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they not gonna send them people at you? They don't care. I really want to talk to these individuals that felt when a bill collector calls and you felt like that is when you had to code switch. I don't know if I get that. Like I said, I'm not answering. You know what I'm saying? Would you say it was back in the day with the bill collector? No, listen. No. I'm not saying I don't get the how do I put this? Anytime a debt is owed, right? It will put you in a particular like stance or a particular position. So I get that, right? I'm not saying that I don't get that. I think, but now you said switch your voice because you trying to make them think it's not you. You know what I'm saying? Are you trying to say like you pretend like you're another person and they call and they're like, oh yeah, hey, I like to speak to Jeffrey. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, Jeffrey isn't in right now. Are we thinking that? Or are we thinking like oh, okay, is that what people are thinking? Like they change their voice so that you don't know that it's them? So if you call Jerome, you try to sound like Barry instead of Jerome because I don't know. I find that fascinating. You said so they get confused, right? All right, that's what I'm saying. Like they get confused as if they know how your voice sounds, right? Because I don't think they do. You said you didn't vote on that. You said yes, sir. Wrong number. Okay. All right. See, I got you. You know what I'm saying? What would you say my husband does it to mess with them? That's funny. Okay, all right, I get it. I get it. And again, that's what's fun about these questions is, you never know where a person's mind is going to go when confronted with the question, right? Because like I said, like just even a moment ago, we were talking about code switching and what that means, but for some people, it wasn't a code switch, it was a disguise. They changed their voice as a disguise. Okay, so no, that's dope. All right, all right. All right, here we go. Tommy from Martin. What was his real job more than likely? Okay, all right. So, stripper, youth counselor, drug dealer, collecting unemployment. Ooh, all right. Okay, so you got stripper, youth counselor, drug dealer, collecting unemployment. So this is one of those where it's like how I feel may actually be a little different than how you guys feel. And so, hmm, okay, I'm gonna have to consider this one for a moment. I'm thinking d- drug dealer sounds a little bit more tantalizing because he was very hidden with it, right? He always deflected the question. Oh, come on, man. You know what it is I do. You know what I'm saying? And if it was a youth counselor, you tell that, right? Um, I can't say collecting unemployment because he was never hurting for dough. Well, at least how it looked like from my perspective. Tommy was never hurting for money, right? Um, yeah, I'm thinking stripper. That's funny, but nah, he didn't give stripper vibes. I don't think. You know what I'm saying? I'm a definitely say drug dealer. I'm thinking drug dealer. We'll see also what the people think. Okay, what you say? You say collecting unemployment. Tommy ain't got no job, so you're probably gonna win this, right? Because that's what Martin would say all the time, right? But he had dough all the time, right? So he had to be hustling something. And drug dealing technically ain't a job. You know what I'm saying? But every time you saw him, he was decked out. He always looked clean. He always looked the cleanest out of the three of them. So that's what was always fascinating, unemployment, because they didn't have no job. Okay, so I'm probably gonna lose this one. Okay, all right, all right, all right. So unanimously, you guys are saying unemployment. I probably am gonna get this one wrong. Would you say he may have been a pimp? Right. So honestly, pimp probably more than drug dealer. If you said pimp, I might even like if pimp had been one of the ones, then yeah. But okay, all right. Y'all say unemployment. Y'all probably right. Let's see what you got. Yep. So we had 68.4% said collecting unemployment. We had 16% said drug dealer. So a few people was in the same mindset as me. Two people said a youth counselor. And one person said a stripper. Okay, this is fun though. This is fun. So a lot of people participated in that one. You know, we'll see. We'll see how the people felt. You know what I'm saying? Would you say, Lynn? Uh, you could see a pimp over a drug deal. Yeah, me too. Me too. I could definitely see a pimp. I can see a pimp. You said they got to keep their turf. Right, right, right. So okay. All right, all right. But admittedly, I went away from what I should have known that the community was going to feel, right? So okay, what we got? All right, y'all. We rounded. Okay, so this one, I'm curious to see how you all are going to answer this particular question, right? So we got a scrub is a dot dot dot, right? Got one, a cleaning device. Two, an outfit worn by doctors. Three, a beauty product. Or four, other. Okay. A cleaning device, an outfit worn by doctors, a beauty product, or other. Now, I'm going to give y'all an opportunity for you all to share you all's thoughts with me live, right? I want y'all to share your thoughts with me live. And uh I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel about this, okay? Because I personally feel that a scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. That's how I feel, right? So you said a dude sitting his best friend's right. Right, right. You said I didn't say any of these. Okay. Vanessa, other. Okay, okay, okay. See, nobody's black card has to get revoked. Let's see what the people thought. Okay, because this is what I'm curious. Okay, so a scrub. Oh my goodness. Everybody and their mama is. Oh, okay. So, whew. Oh man. I've never seen this many. So 5% said a hustler. Someone said a nigga with wait a minute, hold on. A nigga with no job, no car at his mama's house. Okay. A guy who thinks he's fine. Mm. Someone said a guy hanging outside of his best friend's window. Okay. A guy that thinks he's fine. Someone else said that. A guy who thinks he's fly, also known as a buster. A guy who thinks he's fly, also known as a buster. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. So you was in the right vein. A guy who can't get no love from her. Okay. A guy who thinks he's fine, aka a buster. Okay, I see where y'all at. A guy who thinks he's fly, driving on the passenger side of homeboys, right? Okay, all right. A guy that can't get no love from me. Y'all, okay, everybody understood the assignment. An outfit worn by doctors. Ironically enough, that's the one that won from a universal perspective, right? Uh a guy who thinks he's fly, a broke man, a guy, somebody just said a guy. Okay, so even though technically, from a percentage perspective, someone said an outfit worn by doctors, most people understood the assignment, right? And so just to give some insight on that particular question, with that particular one, it actually had as the fourth answer, um, let's go, a guy that can't get no love from me, right? Or something like that. Like that's what it said. And I was like, everybody's going to pick that one. I'm going to erase that and put other just to see where people's head go. Like, do you all take the bait or do y'all really know what a scrub is? Most of y'all understood the assignment. I'm impressed. You know what I'm saying? A couple of black cards need to get revoked though, because there are some times where you just need to, push the other when you know what the real answer is. Okay. So, whatever though. Okay. So I want to know how y'all feel about this one. Okay, so what is the best comedy movie of all time? Ooh, okay. Now on this one, I'm gonna just say what I think it is. I don't even care what the culture think. Okay, so y'all can take my black card on this particular one. So we got what is the best comedy movie of all time? We got House Party, Coming to America, Friday, or Harlem Nights, right? House Party, Coming to America, Friday, or Harlem Nights. That's an easy one for me. That's Coming to America. That is without question Coming to America. I don't even know why we would say anything else other than Coming to America, right? Because Coming to America is forever. First off, there's only Coming to America is in the top three movies I've seen the most times out of everything. I can't. Top two is between The Last Dragon, and Coming to America. I've seen these movies an obscene amount of times, right? So yeah, without question, I'm going to say Coming to America out of the four decisions. But dare I say, possibly, period. Now, I could have put a other in there just to see what everybody else has to say, right? Because, you might like Life. And Life was a classic. Life was an incredible movie. And to be clear, there's some hilarious. I think 40-Year-Old Virgin is vastly underrated. Okay, that movie was brilliance, right? And anytime it comes on TV, I damn near know all the words, and I'm still sitting up and I'm watching it. But yeah, no, Coming to America was just comedic genius. Ironically enough, would you believe that Rotten Tomatoes has it somewhere in like the low 60s? Yeah, I know who was voting for that. But anyway, let me see what y'all got to say. See, look at you. Uh-huh. Yep, you said this was hard. It was, because to be clear, Harlem Nights is a classic movie that deserves absolute respect, right? Like that movie had tons of quotables. And when you think about everybody that was in that movie I would almost put on par with like Life, where you had elite black comedians at the top of their games in that particular movie. And so Harlem Nights was an incredible movie. And that's what you said. Also Fly, Harlem Nights for me, all the greats in one movie. That's exactly what you said. Yep. So yes, without question, Harlem Nights. I can understand why you would say that. I really wouldn't fight you on that. You know what I mean? Like, because I do think that that was incredible. What? Planes, trains, and automobiles. Are you trolling? Are you trolling? That was a good movie though, right? Who was in that? Was that was Chevy Chase, right? Wasn't that Chevy Chase in like John Candy? Yeah, that was good. That was good. But you better stop it though, man. That wasn't no damn that wasn't all time great though. You know what I'm saying? Really? Stop it, man. I think you just trolling. You cannot mess with the last drive. Literally had it on last night, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But whatever. You with the Last Dragon? Yes, because it is a classic movie, right? I literally just made a look. I'm about to make an opinion piece about that, because I had to think about it further, man. And I really don't think that we give Shonuff his flowers, right? Because he was an iconic character, like not quite. He was like an anti-hero. He wasn't even really a villain. He was like Thanos. He was Thanos in a black karate movie. And I know I just bridged together some shit that might make y'all be like, what? But just think about it. He was the Thanos of the early 80s, right? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Best movie ever. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming that you're talking about Coming to America. What? House Party is your vote primarily because it's the blueprint of what authentic fun looked like at that age. Here you go on some Aquarian shit. You always got to be all deep and be thinking outside of the box. If you on a desert island and you got two movies, they like, listen, it's you're gonna be here for a year, and you got House Party or you got Coming to America. You are not gonna be like, let me take the House Party over Coming to America. Girl, stop it. You lying, okay? You went with Friday? Now, okay, so I'm not surprised. I knew, because Friday was a classic movie. And it was a sleeper. It was a sleeper. So I had a feeling that we was gonna see, what would you say, Casey? No, I know, right? Now listen, no shade to House Party. It's a classic movie. Like, shit. I don't even know where I would put it. Definitely top 20. Maybe top 10. Maybe top 10, but I don't know. I don't even know if I say top 10. Top 10 black comedies. I don't know if I say top 10 comedies though. I don't know. These are the kind of debates that me and the homies get in. You know what I'm saying? We start drinking and we just start arguing on like who's the greatest actor of all time, and it just goes all over the place. Let's see what the people thought, okay? All right, here we go. Best comedy of all time. Oh shit, somebody else just made a comment. What? Oh, okay. See, no, y'all lying. 43% said Harlem Nights. All right, shit, I will give you that. Right behind that at 28.6% Coming to America. We had at 24%, we have Friday. And at less than 3%, we had House Party. I think we know who that is. So yeah, Casey. Yeah, we gonna go ahead and take that black card from you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You're bugging. We are not. Okay, we are not. House Party. You see, you're the only black person that said House Party, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and let you have that, and just know that's that joke is coming back at some point. I don't even know where, but just know, you know what I'm saying? Haters are everywhere. Haters are everywhere. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Would you say I was with Casey and voted for House Party? Oh, word? Oh shit. Okay, no, I only saw one person that voted for that particular one, but okay. All right, Casey and Lynn. Whatever. I, y'all alone on an island, okay? And like I said, I want y'all to imagine being on that island and you got a choice of them four movies. Y'all not gonna say House Party. You cannot watch House Party back to back to back to back like that. And I'm gonna be honest, I should have said Stranded on a Desert Island. Which one of these movies are y'all gonna watch? Everybody would have said Coming to America, but you know, whatever. I ain't no sore loser. I'm just saying I know when people don't know what they talking about. Okay, now this would be fun. Best blue-eyed soul singer. Mm. We got Sam Smith, Adele, Robin Thicke, Justin Timberlake. I put in the other, right? Because I got a feeling some of y'all gonna say John B. So we got Sam Smith, Adele, Robin Thicke, Justin Timberlake. So I am curious to know how you guys are feeling about this one. See what I tell you, boy. I know my black people. John B. I put the other there just to be like, let me watch black people, because I already know what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? So, all right. So out of the four that were listed, I'm gonna speak from a personal favorite. Out of the four that were listed, I'm gonna say Justin Timberlake. Right now, is his voice better than like John B? No. Right? Better than Robin Thicke? Probably not. But Justin had like that album, Justified. Names, I don't think nobody else had a better album than Justified for the culture, right? Now, Dale, incredible voice, right? But you don't put Adele in the same space that you would what's the woman's name? I'm always forgetting her name. She kind of had like that doo-wop sound, the one that passed away from the drug overdose. I can't think of her name, but Adele isn't. She wasn't like, oh man, what's her name? I hate it when man lately my mind ain't been working with me when it comes to just like, and I know that's some age shit, but oh, and it's on the tip of my tongue. Y'all know who I'm talking about, man. But Justin Timberlake, as far as the culture goes, is to me like we give him the most attention. You know, he had Pharrell, he had Timberland doing his beats, and it was just a hard ass album. You know, so out of everybody that we listen now, John B was black. Let's keep it a buck. Like then he had a fade. Like honestly, John B. I saw John B. on the Tom Joyner cruise, chilling. I think he had like a performance or whatever. But you like some people did their performances and then they bounced. John B. was out there posted up. So I was like, okay, John B. like black women. You know what I'm saying? Like I just saw him randomly at like 1 a.m. just sitting at a bar, just kicking it like a regular ass person. No concerns. These my people. He kind of had that vibe. So if John B ends up winning in the other, I'm gonna actually be impressed with our people. I don't think Justin Timberlake is gonna win, to be clear. I don't think people have ever forgiven him for the Janet Jackson fiasco, which completely understandable. You know what I'm saying? But when I think about whose music out of the four that I listed gets the most replay value from me, I'm gonna say Justin, right? Let's see what y'all saying though. Okay. John B, fight me. Stop it. Whatever. I know y'all gonna say John B. You know what I'm saying? I voted Adele, but I should have said other. John B is the truth. Yeah, see, you know what I'm saying? Robin Thicke after John for me. Yeah. You know, like people that are really into R&B are really gonna like John B because he was for real with it. Like he wasn't the white guy that was trying to sound black. He was like, oh no, you probably grew up in a black neighborhood. All your best friends are black. Like you kind of got that from him. I said Adele, but I should have Said other because John B is the truth. Uh-huh. Yep. Amy Winehouse. Thank you. Oh my God. It was right on the tip of my tongue. I could not think about it. It was pissing me off. Now all of a sudden y'all coming up with Amy Winehouse. We are sleeping on so many though. Totally we are, right? What's what's that one band? I always see the reels and it cracks people up because they're like, oh shit, I thought this actually was uh a black band. Who is it? Mhm, mm, 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 got a thing for you, and I can't let go. You know what I'm talking about? That's Bobby Caldwell. I don't think that's Bobby Caldwell. Is that Bobby Caldwell? That ain't Bobby Caldwell. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. Like that. Oh, so that is Bobby Caldwell. Oh, okay. Go ahead and take my black card. But yeah, so we can get into him, right? And like average white band, all of them, like if we really did want to go into like some history, we got other people, but out of the four that we said, yeah, it feels like John B is kind of where we're settling at. Let's see what the people had to say about this one, right? All right, what you got? Oh, we all over the place. Okay, so inside of this group, we had Adele. She won overall, but I think that's just because people were just like, I'm a pick from the options that I have, and that's probably who they rocking with. So Adele is at about 24%. We got Robin Thicke at 19%, Justin Timberlake at 19%, John B at 3. Hold on. Daryl Hall. Okay. Ooh, Smokey. Somebody said Smokey. Smokey Robinson is black. I'm telling you, we got some infiltrators up in here, man. We got some infiltrators. There's one white person that thinks that Smokey Robinson is white. Bobby Caldwell. See, somebody said Bobby Caldwell. And then they said McDonald and the Doobie Brothers. See, look at that. Michael McDonald. He's got a good voice. He's got soul in his voice. But I don't, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel you on that. Somebody said all of the above. I feel like if we had to put John B up there, that John B would have won. So I'm gonna just say John B for the sake of this particular argument, right? Hall and Oates, yeah, I thought they were black. I'm telling you, there's quite a few that we, was in that space. Okay, y'all. All right, y'all. We round in this corner, man. We got a couple more. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple more. Got about like 3 or 4 more. All right, here we go. Yeah. See, we get into the fun ones right here on the back end. Best female R&B group of the 90s. SWV, Escape, In Vogue, TLC, or other. I shouldn't have put that other in. Anytime you put that other in, man, people got to get extra. So, best female R&B group of the 90s. We got SWV. We got Escape. We got In Vogue, TLC, or other. I ain't gonna lie. This one for me is a little dicey. I like this one. This one ain't easy. Oh, my fault. This one ain't easy. Oh, I don't know what y'all gonna say. I don't know what y'all gonna say. So I'm gonna say SWV, right? I'm gonna. I like SWV a lot. First off, I like all of them. I'm somewhere between SWV and In Vogue as my favorite. Like when In Vogue came out, they were something we had never seen before. They were very polished. They had strong voices. The music was perfect in from an image perspective. Like they were killing it. SWV probably sang with more soul. You know what I'm saying? And when I think about some of their songs today, they actually low key have had longer shelf life, like with the culture, I feel like. And I don't know if that's because we're not like, why y'all think that is? Like, are we not giving In Vogue their flowers? You know what I'm saying? Like, was In Vogue kind of more in like a pop kind of bourgeois space? And so, because we really don't talk about In Vogue's hits as if they weren't universal and like ruling the black airwaves back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like In Vogue was bigger back then than SWV. I could be wrong, but I feel like In Vogue sold more albums back in the day um, than the other groups. But I feel like black people are this is going to be a fight between SWV and Escape, right? And I'm going to say SWV. So out of the four, I'm gonna go with SWV. I feel like that's where black people gonna go. Okay. Um, you said this was tough. You went with In Vogue. Okay, see, probably for similar reasons of where I went. I voted Escape, but I feel like In Vogue got this. Okay. See, this is who'd you say they were fine? yeah, yeah. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck, right? Like, see, that's why I like it when some brothers come in, we can get on some real shit because yeah, they was fine. They was fine. And I feel like that is part of what made them more popular, right? Like probably back then. Now, again, they had strong voices. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. And do y'all remember when Wanda did that on In Living Color when she was like, so like they were kind of big back there, right? Like they were big. But I gotta think about what the people are probably gonna say today that took this. And like In Vogue ain't touring. Like SWV and Escape still throw a tour out on that ass. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like today they're still more culturally relevant. I'm gonna go SWV for the win. Okay. You said tough choice. You said SWV was more aligned with hip hop than In Vogue. Exactly. And you know what? Exactly. And that's probably why they've had more staying power because their music is less dated. You know what I mean? Like that one song, Love Will Be Right Here. Like that is on a playlist that gets heavy rotation today, right? Which by the way, a lot of people don't know, that was Pharrell's first like major credited song. Like, and when you hear SSWWVV, that was Pharrell in that. But little fun fact, would you say SW? Yeah. So, all right, let's see what the people say. Let's see what the people say. This is gonna be interesting. Oh yeah, and we all over the place. But your boy won though, and I can't even take credit because this is literally the first time that I have won out of something that was like a split decision. So with 32%, it was SWV. Coming in at second place was In Vogue. And admittedly, I won by one vote. Yeah, so In Vogue was a close second. Not too distant third was TLC. And here's what's funny about that. TLC honestly was the biggest group out of all of them that was on that list, right? Like they literally had multi-platinum hits. And so, I hate to say this, but if we had more white people that were in this, they would have won. But because everybody remembers No Scrubs, everybody remembers, Red Light, was a Red Light Special, and just all of them. What was the first one that they came out with? I can't think of the name of it right now, but they are by far the more commercially popular one. But I just had a feeling that when it comes to our people and whose music we're still like really rocking with, that it would be like SWV. But they got some love though. They got some love. They got 23%. So yeah, they got respect. Escape at 14%. And somebody said all of the above. How you just gonna write in all of the above? Stop it. You better take a stand. What'd you say? You said you agree. Hey, would you say In Vogue sold more than SWV? Yeah, yeah, and that's what I felt that they probably did. But you know what? I actually forgot that TLC was on there, and they clearly sold more than everybody else, right? And so I think that that's where it can get a little dicey, But okay, y'all, listen. Like I said, we down to the final ones, man, to the final ones, and we had some heat. So this one is funny. What's the nickname our mother gives your significant other? Your little boyfriend, or your little friend. Uh, that I think that was supposed to be fast-tailed heifer. Excuse me for the fast typing. That fast-tailed heifer, or what's his or her name? Mm. I'm a. So listen, y'all. My mother-in-law from the background just called out a name that she used to call me playfully with my now wife at the time. They used to piss my wife off. That's funny. That was good. Uh, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with for this one. I think I'm gonna say your little friend. Oh no, I'm gonna say your little friend. Yeah, I think now, what's his or her name? Close second, probably. But I feel like your little friend is just disrespectful enough to come from a mom, right? Just dismissive enough to come from your mom. That's where I'm gonna go. Let's see what y'all got to say. Yep, your little friend. Yep, your little friend. Which could be a few people. So okay, we're all in accordance with this one. Let's see what the people thought. Let's see. Yes, and with a whopping 74%, your little friend. So we all knew the assignment on that one. We all know shade when we hear it up from up high. Your little boyfriend, which was close, got 13%. They were probably thinking the same thing, but your little friend was more universal. What's his or her name at 9%, and that fast tail heifer at 1%. Oh, that's just so old school, man. That's so funny. But let's see what you got. All right, y'all. We down to the last two. Oh, I'm sorry, last three. Here we go. Okay. Okay, now this one right here resonates with me on a like personal level. I don't care what y'all say about this. I already know the answer. Who is your favorite all-time movie thug? Now we about to really understand who's in the room and like how real, how authentic of a viewing audience do I have? Okay. So we got who is your all-time favorite movie thug? We got Nino Brown of New Jack City. We got Doughboy of Boys in the Hood. We got Bishop from Juice, or Tony Montana from Scarface. Mm. Now I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to tell me what y'all thinking, but I already know the answer, and y'all could be wrong. I mean, you all can say who y'all want, because I know for some reason black men always seem to have this obsession with Scarface, right? And yeah, I think I might have seen that movie once. I really don't even remember, and I saw it early on. Nino Brown, without question. Nino Brown could have gotten an Oscar. Okay. I don't even know why Wesley was not nominated for his role. Okay. Nino Brown is the show nuff of New Jack City. So what I was saying a moment ago about how we don't give show enough flowers, Nino Brown, we give him flowers, but not really, because see, first off, New Jack City to me is the movie that set all the other ones off. Like you wouldn't have even had that genre if it were not for New Jack City. New Jack City came in and they set the precedent. And in my personal opinion, I don't think anybody else crossed it. I personally don't think anybody else surpassed that. I know some people used to really love, Boys in the Hood. They used to really love, Minister Society. If you was really deep in the hood, maybe even South Central. Y'all remember that one, South Central? But no, man, it was just the way that New Jack City was executed. I feel like they had bigger names in it. I don't know. It was just different elements about it, right? And I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because of like East Coast versus West Coast. You know what I'm saying? I really did like Boys in the Hood, to be clear. I really liked it. I just felt like Nino Brown was a better bad guy. And Doughboy really wasn't a bad guy. He was like an anti-hero. He was like a Thanos, right? Like, yeah, you knew he was in the hood, but like he was the dude you wanted to have your back, right? Now, if we're gonna talk about uh okay, so we said Bishop with Juice. Now, I should have put a other because who we didn't have in there was it O Dog from Minister Society. We didn't have Minister Society in there. And I should have put other or threw that in there because I would have been curious to see where you all went with that. Bishop, damn, but you know what though? Bishop was a good bad guy though. Pac really did do a good job at that. And I am being a little cavalier about how good of a job that he put, because you was damn near damn, that's actually okay. So you know what? I did all that talking because I think I personally feel like Nino Brown gave an incredible performance, right? But Pac damn near scared you in that movie a little bit, right? Because you could just tell he ain't got it all together. And there's something about somebody that was once your homie. Like once you killed a homie, you are like bad guy supreme, which I guess Nino Brown did do, right? But I don't know. Damn, this is good. I don't know. Let's see what y'all think about this. I'm gonna still say Nino Brown though. I felt like he had a more iconic role. But if y'all did say Pac, I get it. I get it. Would you say Tony Montana, Scarface? Then Brown say, okay, so you a Scarface dude. Okay, all right, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, maybe I gotta watch it again. Nino, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, old dog for Menace. You know what I'm saying? Watching Pac, you saw the progression of pure evil. Exactly. Right. So like that's why even as I'm thinking about it, when I look back at the names, I was like, damn, like, yeah, you did. And you saw his eyes go cold. Like he actually really did do. You want to know why I think I did not say that one from jump is because in the early stages, I enjoyed Juice, but there was something about the storyline and the way it ended that felt abrupt, right? Meaning I appreciated it for the cinema, but the way it ended kind of felt like, and the little dude, you got the juice now. And then on the end, he back mixing again. It left a lot of holes that back in the day I recognized. I was like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you enjoying it up to a point, and then it just gets weird, and he kill all his homies, and it's like whatever. But watching it again, as I matured, yeah, to that point, he was a more sinister bad guy. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what the people think. All right. All right. See, I was right. Okay. So we got at 43%, a whopping, not quite whopping, but 43%, we got Nino Brown, New Jack City. That's how I know I got a more mature crowd. Because if it was a younger crowd, if I had to put other though, I think y'all would have went off the deep end. Doughboy, was in second place. Boys in the Hood, and we did say your all-time favorite movie, Thug. Not bad guy, movie Thug, your favorite. I can understand why he's your favorite because he was a good dude. Tony Montana, Scarface, and then Bishop with Juice. Okay, at what's that? 9%. So okay, all right. When you say Thug don't necessarily always mean bad guy. So that's where I think the nuance probably comes in at. Okay. All right, y'all. Last, I think we on the last two. Okay, no, nope, I lied. We got three. Okay, so here we go. What's most likely to be found in a purple Crown Royal bag? I'm gonna shoot through these quick. What's most likely to be found in a Crown Royal purple bag? We got cigarettes, weed, candy, loose change. I'm gonna be honest, I ain't even gonna wait for y'all to answer this one because if you did not say loose change, I'm questioning your black card right now, right? Because it's clearly gonna be loose change. Yes. And at a whopping 74%, loose change, right? What else are you putting in there other than pennies or quarters if you had dough like that? 3% said weed. I mean, 13% said weed. What was that? 4% said cigarettes. Somebody said all of it, all of the above. Yeah, you really could do anything in that one, but it was clearly loose change. I'm not playing with y'all. Okay, so what was that? That was this one. Okay, here we go. All right. By what time did you have to be home when you were a kid? This is another one that's, to me, it's kind of simple, right? When it got dark, 8 p.m. Oh, wait a minute though. When the street lights came on or midnight, I'm gonna go as far as to say when the street lights came on. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking when the street lights came on. Let's see what the people are thinking. Yo, with a whopping 96%, okay, you had when the street lights came on. So yeah. And 1% said, I'm sorry, 5% said when it got dark. So that's almost universal. That's almost universal. We know what that was. If you said midnight, then you probably in jail right now, just to be clear. If you say midnight, your ass is in jail and you probably ain't watching a live called The Script. Okay. So this is where it gets fun. These last two is what I was waiting for. So best love story of all time. We got Love and Basketball, Love Jones, Jason's Lyric, or A Bronx Tale. I personally threw the other in there because I was like, you might like something that's a little different, right? And I wanted to give people that space to be different if they felt the need to be. So once again, we got best love story of all time. We got Love and Basketball. We got Love Jones. We got Jason's Lyric, or we have A Bronx Tale. Okay. So, now with this one, on a personal level, I'm going to say I'm gonna say Love Jones. I am going to say Love Jones. Bro, stop it. I'm not doing this with you. I am not doing this with you, bro. Really, really. That's what we doing. The Notebook. Uh, that's the greatest of all time. Is the Notebook, and that's why I put that question up in there because there was a piece of me that kind of felt like there might be a mild possibility that someone might be like a fan of the Notebook. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But no, we not. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go with Love Jones. Okay. I'm gonna say Love Jones. Um, Curious to get you guys' feedback on this one. But that's the school I come from. I come from the school of Love Jones. Let's see what the people thought. You said you threw some good ones in there, but Love and Basketball, because Love and Basketball was really good, right? It really was. But Love and Basketball, yes, all right. But what about Brown Sugar, right? Because Brown Sugar on a level could also be something that you say to yourself, like, Brown Sugar had some value to it. But I think I'm going to go with yeah, like Love Jones, because I just remember when Love Jones came out, I was a senior in high school, and it was filmed in Chicago, so there's some nostalgic value to it, and the soundtrack was incredible, and it felt like after Love Jones. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I think Love Jones out of the movies that they listed. Love Jones, and correct me if I'm wrong, because keep in mind when Love Jones came out, I was a senior in high school, so I could be wrong in what it felt like to me and what I think I saw over the next like 5 to 10 years. It felt like Love Jones was the early manifestation of the black love story in that neo soul space. And from that point forward, not only did every other movie kind of use Love Jones as a blueprint, but I felt like even culturally, you started seeing a lot of events that modeled the vibe that they had in Love Jones. And now all of a sudden you started seeing a lot of spoken word spots that started popping up, where people wanted to, have that sexy neo soul vibe. Like Love Jones set the tone that made everybody want to, how they say, does life imitate art, or does art imitate life? And sometimes it's like it's a bit of both. I feel like when Love Jones dropped, life started imitating the art after that, right? We started to imitate Love Jones because everybody, that's when we started even using the words like grown and sexy. Because yeah, if you're in Chicago or New York or LA, like some, vast metropolitan area, maybe you were getting pieces of that. But I can imagine if I was in like a smaller city, but that had like a thriving population, like a Charlotte, if I'm seeing Love Jones, this is showing me what could be. And from that point forward, every movie, not every movie, every event that I go to has to kind of mimic Love Jones a little bit, right? Like, man, I need a live band up in here. We need to make this a little sexier or whatever. So I'm gonna say Love Jones. I don't know how y'all feel about that. You know what I'm saying? You said I'm turning in my black card. I just saw Love Jones and Brown Sugar last. My wife called me out for years without seeing it. Listen, man, I love your honesty. I really do. I love your honesty, man, straight up, because uh, I just saw Color Purple a couple years back, and we all got those things that we have not seen, and you're like, what? You ain't seen that? Yeah, I ain't seen that. Okay, so now you're adding more with Brown Sugar, right? But I would still go with Love and Basketball. Okay, okay. I love the music aspect. Okay, but shit, I think I'm about to be wrong in this one. I think I'm about to lose. All right, I think I got a younger crowd. Let's see. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I won. I won with a whopping 45%. It was Love Jones. Right under that was Love and Basketball at 23%. At 14% was Jason's Lyric. We had 9% Bronx Tale. Somebody said Hustle and Flow. Take a gummy. You can see it. Okay, that was good. Whoever said that, I rocks with you. Hustle and Flow. Take a gummy and you can see it. All right, whatever. I might do that just because you suggested it. Hustle and Flow. And someone says Sylvie's Love. Is that a black movie? Sylvie's Love? Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to look that one up. That was one person said that one. Y'all, one question that I did not post, but this is hilarious. Which R&B songstress would you want to have your back? These are the options: K. Michelle, Rihanna, Keisha Cole, Solange. Solange won with a whopping 65%. I just had to throw that out there. All right, you guys, for the final question. That you're killing me, right? Okay, so for the final question, right? And I appreciate y'all for hanging out. You know what I'm saying? This is the final question of the evening. Let's see what we got. Best television sitcom. Oh, nope. Best television sitcom of all time, right? Best television sitcom of all time. Now, we got some options. We got The Cosby Show. We got Martin. We have Good Times and Fresh Prince, right? And this is to be clear, this is a all-star lineup, right? So I'm not going to be mad where you go. But if we're being honest, it's only one real answer. Best television sitcom of all time. We got The Cosby Show. We have Martin. We have Good Times and Fresh Prince. So on a personal level, I ain't going to say Good Times just because, and y'all don't judge me. This ain't me being bourgeois, right? Because it ain't even like I got the money to be qualified as bourgeois, but I'm gonna just say it was way too much poverty in Good Times for me to consider that a comedy, right? I just, to this day, just them being in the projects and struggling to make ends meet. I'll be having issues, man, with struggle programming. That's this shit's a little too close to the core. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't sign up. There's two things I don't like. I don't like watching movies where people are mired in poverty, or movies when they are in the cold. Like the what was that? The Revenant. As good of a movie as that was, it was way too cold in that movie. I was more bothered by the fact that it was cold in that movie than the fact that Leonardo got torn apart by that bear. Like I don't like watching movies that are just in the cold all the time and it just looks like they're just miserable. You know what I'm saying? And coming from Chicago, you think I wouldn't have that much of a problem, but maybe that's why I'm just like, no, this is not entertainment for me. But in this particular one, I'm gonna say the Cosby Show. What good time? See, there you go. See, y'all on that bullshit. Martin for you. Okay. You said I used to come home to watch Martin. Damn, I might lose this one. All right. So, all right, we got a lot of Martins. Okay. All right. I think it's the Cosby Show. Okay. And I get it. We ain't too much rocking with Bill right now because, the whole, drugging and sexually assaulting dozens of women. I understand that. But Heathcliff Huxtable is a different person, right? So if we separate the two, and I get it, like, yes, it was more popular, but like, am I wrong in feeling like there were way more iconic moments in the Cosby Show than there was in Martin? Like, I can think back to like maybe 4 or 5 what I would consider iconic moments in Martin. I can probably easily give you like 10 with the Cosby Show, right? Like the Gordon Gartrell episode alone is, I just even me thinking about it right now makes me want to laugh, right? Of my man coming in and saying, it's tucked into my socks. Like, yo, stop it. The Cosby Show, would you say the Cosby Show is Black excellence, right? Right. So, what would you say we talk about all the time? I don't want to see struggle all the time. Right. I'm telling you, look, I don't know if y'all heard. Actually, I think it might have came out where they did a like a remake, a cartoon remake on Netflix. And they had some big names in there, some heavy hitters, man. But like, man, people were trashing it, man. They felt like it was just horrible. But listen, let's see what the people say. Okay. With the whopping 52.2%, Martin wins. Okay. All right. Look, y'all ain't taking my black card, man. I'm just saying that y'all hating. 30% was the Cosby Show. We had 9% with the Fresh Prince. Yeah. And another 8.5% with Good Times. So I see some of y'all like to laugh at people's pain, but it is what it is, man. If that's what you do. And y'all, I'm sorry. I know I didn't say this multiple times. The last one. This actually officially is the last one. We got to get this one off. What do you eat on your grits? This is one of those questions that plagues the internet. So I'm just kind of curious to know how y'all feel about that. What do you eat on your grits? We've got cheese. We have salt and pepper. We have sugar. And we have butter. Now, this one is an interesting one because if you do sugar, you do butter and sugar, right? If you do salt and pepper, you might still like some butter with that. Like you probably gonna put butter on there regardless of what additional thing you throw on top of it. Who eats it with sugar and just eats it with sugar and no butter? It's butter and sugar, right? But the fact that they gave you these 4 means that you now have to determine what's more important, the butter or the sugar. If you had to take one and not the next, which one would it be? Okay. Let's see what the people got to say about this. Because this is kind of fascinating. All right, what we got? T-Shante, I don't even know if you commented on anything else. I think you just logged in right now for this question. You like, I've been sitting here for an entire hour to let y'all know Under no circumstances should sugar be eaten on grits. This is hilarious. Okay, what would you say? All of the above except sugar. Okay, so here's the deal, y'all. I, I feel like sugar gets a bad rap, right? Like, and uh, like I can eat it a couple of different ways, but we need to stop hating on sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like butter and sugar actually is kind of legit, right? Like, and all of this, aggressive everything but sugar. I don't know. I feel like y'all being a little performative, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the South, so salt and pepper, butter and cheese. See, I'm talking about, like, I figured y'all probably like a couple of different things going on top of it. What we got? I feel like this constant black argument. I feel like this is a constant black argument, depending upon what region you're from. It makes all the difference. Exactly, right? Exactly. But here's where it gets crazy: is I'm one of those people that I could honestly do all of them, because sometimes you like some cheese grits, right? Even though I'm lactose intolerant, so you got to be careful with that. I like some butter and sugar too, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's probably not my go-to, right? Admittedly, I haven't had that often since I was a kid. I remember liking it then though. And let's okay, all right. For all y'all that be talking about absolutely no sugar, let's say salt and pepper was not available. Are you gonna eat them plain before you throw some sugar on them shits? Stop playing. Stop playing. You are not eating grits plain before you throw some sugar on them. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know. But there's absolutely no way you're eating dry grits, right? You better put something on them. So if I had to go bare bones or butter and sugar, I'm gonna go butter and sugar, right? But I'm gonna probably say salt and pepper though. I'm gonna say salt and pepper. Salt and pepper for the win. Let's see. Let's see what the people think. Y'all, with a whopping 37.5%, sugar won. That's I didn't see that one. I didn't see this one. Mm-mm. Salt and pepper, y'all, only got 8.3%. Cheese got 33%. And butter got 21%. Fascinating. Wow. Okay. I don't know what that means. Maybe someone that really likes sugar sent it to all their homies, and that's who's been commenting on all of these posts that we've made. But no, straight up though. No. But listen, y'all, that was without question the last one, man. I appreciate y'all. This is fun. I wanted to do something a little bit different. And just wait a minute, hold on. Oh, snap, hold on. I'd have had a whole bunch of other ones that it came in. Hold on, we said all of the above, but not sugar. See, y'all be hating, man. Y'all be hating. If I'm going to eat sugar and grits, I may as well eat oatmeal. Whatever. Okay. Now we'll admit it does make it a little closer to cream of wheat, right? But it is what it is. You say yes, Lynn Dixon. Whatever. We don't hate sugar, just sugar on grits. Whatever, man. Savory. Look, y'all saying that, but clearly only two of y'all voted in this and said salt and pepper, right? So that's all I'm saying. You said salted butter. No, I'm not eating butter and cheese. No, I'm eating butter and cheese in my grits. Okay. All right. I rock with that. Mhm. You said, I bet there's some Lawry's. So that's funny. I've never had Lawry's on grits. And I love Lawry's on a lot of things. I've never had it on that. You said this poll was rigged? Oh, because you could put three of them together versus sugar. Okay, so that's what you're saying, that you think that the other ones, like the sugar, no, the salt and pepper one got diluted because of like butter and the other. Nah, whatever, man. No, I think more people like sugar than they want to admit. You should get the game Black Card Revoked. No, no, no. So FYI, I said that early on. That's what we're playing. These are actual questions from Black Card Revoked. So like, yeah, no, I'm not taking the credit for these. Every question that I posted tonight was Black Card Revoked. And you guys, if you all do not own the game, I definitely recommend that you do it. And it's a lot of fun, right? Because some questions are like, okay, there's a definite answer to this, but a lot of it is just crowd participation. And so getting your black card revoked is just going to be your black card is going to get revoked in that particular room. But you know, I'm in a space, and I'll say this just kind of as I close, as I wrap, is that like I'm in a space, y'all, of circling the wagons, man, circling the wagons, you know, and I share often. I always like I always have to say this in the onset, that it's not about who you voted for, right? Now I say that in a mildly ambivalent way because yeah, it does matter, and it does matter to me for various reasons, but I'm in a space at this particular time where I'm like, okay, I want to say this in a way that's honest and fair, right? Because I am bothered by sometimes people's decisions in this space because I feel like who you selected in that last presidential election had a lot more to do with politics, regardless of whether or not you want to admit it, right? And it's the other stuff that I think was at play is what was on the what was on the ballot, and as a result of that, that's why I do sometimes take offense to certain people's voting decisions, but I try to keep an open mind in the sense of I know that everybody doesn't look at every situation the same way I do, right? But regardless, on some level, when I say it's water under the bridge, I don't mean like it's not important, but what I mean is that we are here now, right? And so, you know, one of the things that we talked about a lot is like this whole like fuck around and find out. And we are knee deep in the find out phase. And so many of us, the 92% and then the 79%, we saw this coming, right? We knew that this was going to happen. And so as a result, we know what the future is even going to look like on some level. It's going to be even probably more absurd than what we imagined, but we know where this is going, right? And as people hopefully awaken, you know, we're going to have to establish a new normal. And where my mindset is at right now is that I'm all about circling the wagons. I'm all about protecting not only my community, but protecting those individuals that see the value in community the same way that I see the value in community. I'm not in this space where I'm like, oh, if you're black, I'm automatically rooting for you. No, because what we have seen is that a lot of people can share a similar complexion, they can share a similar background, they can share a similar cultural lineage and just be completely out there right now as it relates to where their head is at, right? Like, I mean, I'm not going to go into the specifics, but someone that is very close to me and very near and dear to my heart, I'm realizing that me and this individual are at odds and we are seeing the world through a very different lens right now. And I'm trying to personally navigate my way through this because as much as I want to dismiss anybody that made what I think is one of the most absurd decisions that anybody could have made and for the highest office in the land, and I don't 100% know who he voted for, but I know where his mind is at right now. And it is not in alignment with me, but we have such a significant history and he is so valuable to just my world, right? And in terms of just like the history that we've had and the spaces that we've navigated through and just the value that we add to one another, I'm trying to rise above my temporary feelings and fight for the relationship, right? We can't talk about politics even as this absurdities continues to happen. I refuse to send him any post about it. I refuse to say anything about it. He's going to have to broach these topics with me, and he's going to have to acknowledge an awakening and understanding that, yeah, bro, I think I got radicalized or whatever, right? Like maybe he was on that Joe Rogan train between Joe Rogan and Twitter. Like a lot of people get radicalized, right? Because, you know, we're all getting fed content, and depending upon, you know, past trauma, past experiences, the current space that you're at, it can manipulate how you are viewing this world. And I see that a lot. And I do understand that we all view the world through very different lenses. But I'm very much about my people right now. I'm very much about circling the wagons and supporting those that desire the same kind of world that I desire, which is one that's inclusive, which is one that is open, which is one that is honest, which is one that is fair, which is one that is equitable, right? Everybody's talking about this meritocracy shit right now. And it's like, yo, Black people are very much into meritocracy, right? We want to be judged off of our character. Back in the days from what Martin Luther King said, judge me by the content of my character and not the color of my skin. But while they're talking about meritocracy, they're saying that, but they are going to make a decision based upon what they will call now a culture fit, right? That's the word that corporate America likes to use, culture fit, right? But we all come from different cultures. So if you're not seeking inclusion, then what culture are you talking about? The Aryan culture? Like, call it what it is, right? Stop using these fancy buzzwords looking for new ways to discriminate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me understanding that, like, as we get deeper and deeper into this space, people are going to have to take sides, and you all may not see it now. I'm seeing a lot of people, even on social media, like they want to walk this fine line, right? Because, you know, they want to go back to the space of where we were all apolitical. And it's like, I get it. You know, I've been seeing a lot of posts that have been popping up. I saw one, it was 4 days after the inauguration, and it was in an all Black group for Phoenicians here in Arizona. And someone was basically saying something like, man, is this like a political group? Every post now is like political and da 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 da, you know. And so there was a lot of feedback in there, and everybody had their thoughts. But, and I obviously share mine. And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, 4 days ago, we elected, I'm not even gonna go into it. Y'all know who this dude is, but for those of us that think this was the most absurd decision that America could have made, you're telling me that 4 days in, you're tired of seeing posts in a group of all Black people in a red state, right? And I'm starting to see more of these posts pop up of, I guess, just people that are just getting tired of all the political talk, right? And on one level, I can understand it. On one level, I can understand the exhaustion that can come from being in a space where you feel like all I see in my news feed is negativity, right? And that desire for lighter energy, for more positive energy. I can understand that. I can understand the desire to want to see that. However, y'all, we are literally 1 week out of a decision that is one of the most major decisions that has been made in American history in my lifetime. We have never seen this, right? I don't care how you feel about certain things. This dude led an attempted coup on the Capitol building, and we elected him again, a twice impeached person we've elected back into the office. And we already saw the blueprint, and he's now enacting it. And I'm noticing a few posts that are coming up of people that are getting tired of talking about it. And we're only 1 week in. And you guys, this to me is dangerous as shit. I don't know any other way to say it. To me, this is incredibly dangerous, because what this feels like to me is Black apathy. This is Black apathy. Whether or not you all want to call it that, that's what this is, right? And that to me is what they are counting on. That is what they are hoping for. They are hoping that you get tired of this. That's one of the biggest things that Trump does, is he knows how to gaslight. He knows how to a smoke screen. He knows how to get you so focused on all of this other absurd stuff that you get exhausted. And what we are starting to do is we're starting to normalize absurdity. That is the space that we're in. We are in a space where we are normalizing behavior that is supposed to have us outraged. And I can understand that you just get exhausted. But I think when I think about these situations, what I think about is our ancestors and what they had to go through, right? I think about our forefathers and what they had to go through, all the fighting that they had to do in order to get to a certain space. And now we've got a president that is trying to undo all of this stuff. And now online, because you're getting tired of hearing it, we're supposed to stop talking about it? Yo, what the fuck are we doing? I'm not saying that I'm expecting you to go grab your gun and go storm the Capitol, but what happens when we stop talking? Y'all don't see that as being dangerous? Y'all, I don't care if this bothered you to the core. I don't care if you get up every day and you make a post about it on social media. I'm personally in the mental and emotional space where I'm going to give you the bandwidth to do that. And if I ever just feel the need to snooze you, we have the right to do that. I can snooze you. I can unfollow you. Hell, if it's too aggressive, I can unfriend you. But for people to be hopping online and to be more or less castigating people for utilizing their voice to share their frustration, I'm like, okay, so the hell with a Montgomery bus boycott, right? A civil rights movement and all the sacrifices that our forefathers have had to make. You're telling me that we are so apathetic nowadays that within 7 days, you don't even want to see it in your voluntary news feed. You just want people to shut up. Okay, well then here's my question for you. When do you think it's safe for us to start talking about our outrage again? What's the moratorium on the absurdity that we're seeing? Should we wait until they pull the ships back up at the harbor? Should we wait until we hear the cracking of the whips and the chains jingling? And I know that that feels like hyperbole, but I just want to know, how absurd does it have to get before you feel comfortable with people being upset with what is clearly absurd, right? And it's okay to be outraged. To be sane in this nation is to be outraged, is to be angry. James Baldwin said that. There's no way to be conscious and not be angry, right? And my thinking is this: I understand that sometimes everybody doesn't know how to handle it. I know that sometimes you don't want to just consume it so much to where it makes your days dark. You don't want to consume so much to where you get depressed. I understand the need to be able to balance it. But here's my thing. Don't think that silence is going to make the shit easier. Don't think that because you ignore it, that somehow we're just going to gracefully swing through these next 4 years unscathed. Y'all, this is not a game, right? We've seen what government can do when left unchecked. That is what happened with the crack epidemic in the 80s. And we are still in 2025 feeling the effects of what that did to our community, the way it decimated our community for generations, right? Black men being locked up, people being born crack babies, all of that type of stuff, right? People being raised in households without mother and father. Like, all of this was done, and this was government sanctioned, right? So like, y'all, I'm not trying to be the person to like put the battery in people's back, but y'all, like, man, y'all, listen, I get it. It might be uncomfortable. We are in a time where it's okay to be uncomfortable sometimes. Find some shit that's your happy space, but allow yourself the opportunity, allow yourself the permission to be outraged, because this is not normal. It's not normal, right? And silence, whether or not you want to acknowledge it, is complicity. If you don't recognize that it is, if you don't say anything about it on a level, you're saying, I'm cool with it. And at what point is it okay for us to start talking about it? And by the time that we realize, oh, we should start saying something about it, it's probably too damn late. It's probably too late. So don't get into that apathetic space where we're apologizing, where, oh, I'm tired of reading this. Well, what you want to do? What, you want to go back to tap dancing? These ain't the times for us to just pretend like we don't know what's happening. And it's okay to be uncomfortable. That's called life. I promise you, your parents went through it. I promise you, your grandparents went through it. I promise you, our forefathers went through it. And whatever it is that we're about to go through fails in comparison to what they actually went through. So let's not be cowards. Let's not be weaklings. Let's not get to this space where we are so apathetic to where we're just sitting on our hands. Because you want to know something? Our counterparts, they about that action. That's why they stormed that damn Capitol. That's why for 4 years they were talking about it ad nauseum on all of their channels, on all of their radio stations, right? On all of their content. They didn't get tired. They understand what it takes to be in a fight. We've gotten into this space where we want to goddamn party all the damn time. And I'm not saying you got to be angry, but the one thing we do not want to do, I implore you all, is to stop talking about it. Because I get it. People like, well, I mean, y'all ain't talking about nothing, but then, when are we going to get some action? And see, to me, that's a cop out. That's a cop out, because if you feel like action is what the people need, then what are you doing? What movement are you trying to set in place? What wheels are you trying to get greased and get in motion? But just to use that to ridicule the people that are voicing their genuine and authentic frustration, right? Their vindicated frustration, because you're mad and you tired of hearing about it or whatever. And so then you start pointing fingers, well, y'all ain't gonna never do nothing about it, and then we start becoming condescending. Don't do that. Because first off, movements take time to build. It's okay to sit and mire in our frustration temporarily. That's life, y'all. Part of what keeps you present, just as a bit of advice, part of what keeps you present is your capacity and your willingness to remain in the moment and to feel whatever it is that you're feeling. You never want to get to a point where you deny the emotions, where you keep pushing them down and you believe that they're just going to mysteriously go away. When has that ever worked for you, for us as a people, or for anyone in history? Oh, I'm feeling some pain. Oh, let me just ignore it. It'll probably go away. Okay, yeah, now it's stage 5, right? Because you were not actually, oh man, I hear something in my engine. Oh, I'm gonna just ignore it. It'll probably go away. Now you got to get your whole transmission or your whole engine replaced, right? If you are feeling frustrated, y'all, that's an indication. Pain is the best teacher, and it gives you clues that something is not right. So don't try to whisk this away. Don't try to make yourself happy. It's okay to be happy in moments. It's okay to seek joy. Do y'all know how many pictures I see of Martin Luther King where he was smiling? He allowed himself an opportunity to have joy. He and Malcolm X, right? Like, because you're connected, because you're passionate, because you're involved, don't mean you got to be angry all the damn time. It just means you got to balance it. You see what I'm saying? But let's not get to the point where we're like, oh yeah, I'm tired of hearing about it. And so now I'm also talking stuff about people that are also keeping it going, because I promise you this is not going to play out the way that you think it's going to play out. And you'll look up, in these 4 years will literally set our people back a generation or two. And we don't have that kind of time, y'all. We ain't got that kind of time. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that I just really wanted to say, man, because I'm starting to see that, and it bothers me that I'm seeing it so soon. And I'm seeing it from intelligent people. I'm seeing it from business-minded people. And I'm like, okay, is it really just because you want some peace and love, or is it really because you kind of low-key comfortable with the nonsense that's happening right now? And the people that are voicing their frustrations are making you feel uncomfortable in your own skin, right? Because real talk, if you feel uncomfortable, welcome to the party. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable. And if you think this shit is comfortable, if you think it's cool, if you think that Trump got your best interest and concern, hold my beer. I promise you, wait a minute. This dude cares about no one but himself. If you don't know that, he let them people go into the Capitol building in an attempt to hang his former vice president. If you think he care about your black ass, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what we're doing right now as a nation. I try to be calm and patient around people because we ain't outraged enough, to be honest with you. I'm a step away from being militant, right? And I'm normally the middle of the fence kind of guy, and not middle of the fence like, oh, they're both good, but like the type of person that I do tequila tales. I have to be able to come into a room with people that view life a bunch of different ways. And what makes me be able to do my job is I can put myself in your position and see the world how you see it. That's my gift. And in this space, this shit don't make no sense to me. It makes no sense. So I'm not even trying to hear what the other side says because I know it doesn't have any value. And I'm not on that, y'all. I'm not on that. You can lie to somebody else, right? Lie to somebody else. And I'm gonna have my moments of joy. We're gonna have moments where we being silly the same way that we were doing tonight where we have fun. But when it's time to lock in and it's time to be honest and it's time to be truthful, I'm not about to sit here and play around with y'all. Because what I'm not gonna do is look back a year from now, 2 years from now, 4 years from now, and be like, man, what if? Like, we don't know that this is absurd, right? And so I get it. We don't have an action plan just yet. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want y'all to feel like, oh, gloom, doom, because I'll be honest with y'all. I actually feel rather optimistic about everything. I feel incredibly optimistic. I do not think that this is going to play out the way that they think it's going to play out. I don't. I don't. I think that we are going to look back and we may end up realizing that Trump did make America great again, but not the way that he thought he was going to make it. Right. So I am very optimistic about just some of the chatter that I'm starting to see, the fact that I'm seeing people move and mobilize and shift in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? And I want to encourage you all to feel that way, right? And I also I want to encourage you all to be honest with yourself, right? Because you do know where you're at mentally, you do know where you're at emotionally, you do know where you're at spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And my goal is not to get you into a space where you are depressed or just the way that you show up in life is less than appropriate. I know many of us have children, you know what I'm saying? And we got to put on a happy face, man, for those that we love. And so I understand that all of our situations are different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to say that we all have to be the same way, right? Like, when the Montgomery bus boycotts happened, right? Everybody was not in a position to participate in that. Certain people that probably wanted to participate might not have been able to because they couldn't find a ride that could take them an hour across town and they had children and bills had to be paid, right? So there's multiple ways of how you can be civically involved. There's multiple ways of how you can get active. I know one of the big things that everybody's talking about right now is like the boycotts, right? And it's like, oh, we got to boycott this, we got to boycott that. And listen, if you are in a position to boycott, if it makes sense for you, then get after it, right? But also understand that that's not the only way to be active. That's not the only way to be intentional with how you spend your dollars. So instead of saying, don't go to Target, because no, there's still several Black people that have businesses in Target, right? Just be intentional when you do go to Target, right? Because everybody loves Costco right now. But from what I understand, there aren't many Black businesses that are in Costco because of the way that their business structure is set up. You have to be able to sell wholesale, and many of our businesses don't have the capacity to be able to give them the volume that they need. And so it's like, yeah, we're excited to go to Costco because they're championing DEI. But meanwhile, DEI one has benefited far more Asians and white women than it has Black people. But then you'll be in Costco spending all your money amongst a bunch of white owners while ignoring Target in these other areas that may have Black products in there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we feel your emotions, but we can't get caught in just a knee-jerk reaction, right? And it's going to take time. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take time. Give yourself permission to feel whatever emotion it is that you feel. Give other people the space. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I just really wanted to give this message because the apathy, I think, erodes us from within, because One, you may get tired of it, and so then you get disengaged, and then other people that are still feeling passionate about it starts to feel inadequate or like they're doing something wrong, and so then they start ignoring their emotions, and then it's like, this does not make the world better. It just because you're not talking about it don't mean you're not feeling it. Don't mean that the news isn't still reporting. It doesn't mean that you're not still being affected by it, right? And so I understand our desire to want to see some solutions and our desire to want to be able to move forward. But I'm telling you, and I'm saying this as the person that created and that runs the Tequila Tales, I cannot stress enough the importance and the value of communication, right? And the moment that we stop talking, the moment that we stop communicating, the moment that we stop sharing how we feel authentically, man, we take a nosedive, right? And, we live in a world of hyper communication, man, way more communication now than we've ever had before. And so sometimes that gives us the illusion that because we're more connected now, that we're communicating, and we're not. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, if it's too much, if somebody's just over the top or whatever, man, snooze them. You know what I'm saying? But let's be sensitive to when we are telling people how they should use their voice, right? Because you don't know what a person is working through. You don't know what trauma they are dealing with or what fears they are fighting every day. And sometimes that outlet, sometimes that capacity to just get it out, it can be therapy for a person, right? Because when you don't speak on it, when you keep bottling that shit up, that's how you start getting people that go into public places and have breakdowns and just start leveling people. These are people that felt disconnected. How does that old African proverb go? That when a person doesn't feel, connected to the community, that or when they don't feel the warmth of the community, they'll burn down the village to feel its warmth. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think it's something like that. When a child doesn't feel connected to the community, they'll burn down the village to feel its warmth, right? And that's profound when you really think about that. You know what I'm saying? How much occurs, how much we experience, how much of it is predicated on our desire to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel acknowledged. You know what I mean? And so, we always talking about mental health and, oh man, check in on your strong friends and da 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 da. But here we are a week out after the election, and we tired of hearing someone share their genuine fears of what feels calamitous in some levels, right? And so, we're all at different spaces, right? We're all trying to figure this out as we go along, man. And like I said, when it comes to us as people, man, I really want to take this opportunity, man, for us to figure out what it really means when we circle these wagons, and we'll have more examples of what that looks like, you know what I'm saying? But, it's going to be on multiple fronts. Sometimes it's going to be financial. Sometimes it's going to be socially, sometimes it's going to be emotionally, right? Just you being present, you being there, you looking at your brother or sister and just acknowledging them. Hey, are you okay? Asking them, oh, okay, no, I just want to check. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's asking you to be a therapist, but just for a moment, recognizing that we're all sharing this space together, right? I think that could be a renaissance for us. And just our capacity to be able to do that, man, it could really grow into something that's beautiful, and so, thank you guys, man, for hanging out with me. Obviously went a little bit later than expected, but this was fun, and every time that I do the script, we're always doing something different. We're always experimenting, but like I said, it's an extension off of the Tequila Tales, and the Tequila Tales is about us sharing our stories and about us having genuine, authentic communication, because for me, that's the foundation of love. It's my love language, Before I leave, if you guys are in either Phoenix or Chicago, I do want to share. Well, actually, you know what? No. So I don't care where you at. If you're watching this, I want you guys to go ahead and join the inner circle, because one of the things that has been a gift has been the Tequila Tales for me, right? And a few of you guys that are, watching right now, I know you from the Tequila Tales, and y'all know it's a vibe. It's community. It's a gathering of like-minded individuals. We do not agree on everything. Matter of fact, it's quite a bit of diversity inside the room, but there's something special about people that see value in coming out and communicating and just vibing and building with the community. But it's not like over the top heavy like that. We have fun, we got bands, we got DJs, and it's just a vibe, man. So when I talk about circling the wagons, we're going to need these safe spaces for us to be able to communicate and to be able to love on one another. And so if you're not a part of the inner circle, I want to encourage you to become a part of it. I do not blow up your text message. I just send you a text message when the show is in your city, just to give you a heads up and you get first look. If you can't make it, it's all good. But the tough part sometimes is getting the message out to you. Sometimes people follow us on social media and they think, oh, I'll see when they post it. Nah, Facebook and Instagram picks and chooses what they decide to show you. And very seldom is it the people you actually follow, right? So I just wanted to put that on you all's radar. Like I said, if you're going to be in Chicago on February 13th, that is our 12th year anniversary. We're going to also celebrate our anniversary here on February 20th. Chicago's going to be live tomorrow. February 20th is going to be live probably by Friday. And I know y'all been seeing me up here, man, and y'all probably been saying to yourself, man, that sweater you got on is ill. You know what I'm saying? Protect your peace. Block niggas. It's a T3T. I always, sometimes you want to say it with your chest, right? Sometimes the best truths, are can be worn, right? And so that's kind of what this is. And we have new pieces that we add from week to week, but on occasion, go ahead and peruse it. Feel free to, order something. We got a lot of nice little pieces. I had a hoodie on last week that was actually very comfortable. I'm pretty pleased with the quality of this particular company that I'm working with. But yeah, you guys, man, would you say, oh, hold on. I definitely want to check it out. If I visit Phoenix, positive, safe space. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Okay. Listen, Washington, DC, we are coming. We are coming to the to that area. So just know, oh, wait a minute, DFW. Is that DFW? Actually, I could have been wrong with that. But just know that we are 2025, we're going to be expanding to 6 different cities. And if enough people sign up to the list in various areas, it's nothing for me to put something together because, yeah, I want this to be in as many places as possible because I want to continue to grow this. I want to continue to grow what this is. And I want to continue to hear from just more people that I feel like are of similar spirit as me. Right. So with that being said, you guys, man, it was a lot of fun. Thank you all for participating. Thank you all for hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like this was a lot of fun, man. And this won't be the last time that we do something like this. Every Tuesday, if you all are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel because every Tuesday I'm pulling up. What is it? 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, right? So you can kind of figure it out from there. I think that's 6 p.m. Pacific, right? So till the next time, you guys, it's been a pleasure.